Hi, and welcome to Decimals with Imogen and Jasmine.
Stage 3 students are required to compare, order, and represent decimals while recognizing that place value systems can be extended beyond hundredths.
As this content is mandatory to teach, we will aim to clarify some difficult concepts.
Think back to when you were in school.
Tick, tick, tick. Can you remember what the decimal point means?
As teachers, we can fall into a trap of overcomplicating the content for students, particularly when it comes to decimals, because the content is already ingrained in our understanding.
As teachers, we can also hold some common misconceptions about decimals that we teach to our students.
So how would you explain a decimal point to an 11-year-old?
Is it A, B, or C? While A is correct, our place value system is symmetrical around the ones column.
Therefore, it makes sense that the decimal point is a marker for the ones column. However, students can have trouble understanding that the decimal point is fixed and never moves.
Do you remember being taught this? To multiply a decimal number by 10, you move the decimal point one place to the right.
Instead of moving the decimal point, which leads to misconceptions, this is what you should be teaching. A number slider shows how the number itself moves through the place value system. Notice the decimal point is fixed in the ones column. To achieve this numeracy progression, we must model the correct system and terminology for reading decimals.
While the text written in black is correct, the text highlighted in red shows a misconception. Some students may believe the numbers after the decimal point are whole numbers rather than fractional numbers, and believe hundredths is the same as hundredths.
To surface this misconception, teachers can formatively assess students using mini whiteboards. Finally, the third and most common misconception is that students may believe a longer decimal number is always larger. This is because it is always true for whole numbers.
If we compare the ones column, we can see the numbers are the same. However, in the tenths column, we can notice that 5 is larger than 0, so this must be the larger number, even though it is shorter in length.
This is a visual way to represent that the place value decreases with each place to the right.
Representing decimals in multiple ways through written and visual elements allows all students to understand and make connections to decimals, which reflects a universal design for learning framework.
So, are you now confident to teach decimals to your students?